Alrighty, guys, what's going on, everybody? Got our first development here of the day. Surprise, severe warning here in effect for southern Macomb County. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Testing out a new microphone here today, so it might sound a little bit different, but I just want to make sure the audio is on and rolling. So let me know if you guys can hear me okay before I actually dive too far deep into this. All right, got Alan, got Jacqueline. Thanks, guys. Awesome. All right, cool. All right, so it's just a typical severe thunderstorm warning here. It actually does include the very far southeast corner of Oakland County, but mostly here in Macomb County. The hazard with this storm is hail up to quarter size in diameter, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds. So these are like the pulse type of storms that go up really quickly and they go down pretty fast. So it shouldn't be too long lived of any type of risk today. Um, so just keep that in mind as well. We shouldn't see too many more severe storms, if any at all. It wasn't really expected. But anyway, the storm is moving pretty slow here. Go ahead and animate the radar here for you. It's moving off to the east, right around 40 or so miles per hour. The text of the warning does say that's in effect for another 55 minutes, so about an hour worth. It says moving east at 15. Although I would say it's moving just a tad bit faster than that, depending on, or just judging by the radar scans here. So overall, this should be a fairly quick warning. I'm going to assume. Hello, Joel. Joel's in here with us. Taking a peek here. I can't hear you, Joel, if you're talking, but taking a peek here at velocity, we are getting some increased velocity here heading in toward the Warren area. Radar indicating right around 45 or so. And this location from the radar site is roughly about 1,500 feet off the surface here. So it's a good ways up there, but still definitely some gustier winds here. More gusty, more gusty than what we've seen all day here across the state. But zooming out, a couple of our thunderstorms are ongoing here along. Looks to be M53 here, all the way up toward Elmont, Addison Township, up here towards Sandusky along M46. Also up here on the west side of the state, just to the east of 131 here, US 10, 115 here. Just some scattered showers and storms going up. Just one severe storm here in the state. Got a few over here near Alpena as well. But otherwise, just this one severe warning in effect for Macomb County. Looking at the hail tracker on this as well, and there's your hail. That's not surprising. Radar indicating when the warning was issued, it did say hail on radar here was 1.34 inches in diameter here. So right now it does indicate it's below 1 inch, but it did indicate that perhaps some larger hail falling in there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. You're a little quiet. I got you.
Mics are here.
There you go. I can hear you loud and clear. How do I sound to you? Am I good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
I was literally eating quote unquote breakfast because I got up late. It's always when I'm eating.
Same. I had the food in the microwave going, and I came back with the food. I'm like, the yellow box on my screen popping. Like, no kidding.
Yep. So for those who don't want severe weather, that means Ryan and I have to starve.
We'll go on an intermittent fasting diet.
Yep.
We'll only eat at night when there's no storms.
That means something will just pop up.
Oh, probably. So places impacted by this storm as it's moving east here: Clinton Township, Harrison Township, Clemens Park, Martin Luther King, looks like a neighborhood here, Mount Clemens, St. Clair Shores, Warren, East Point, M97, Fraser, Katy, Broad Acres here. Those are going to be the general areas impacted here. It's over Sterling Heights right now along M53 here. It's going to ride right along. It should be off into Canada onto Lake St. Clair here. I'm going to guess within about 20 minutes to a half hour here. I think it's moving at a pretty good clip. The warning text does say 15 miles an hour. I'm thinking more so closer to 25 or 30 with this. So it shouldn't be a problem too much longer. But otherwise, for those of you wondering about the other parts of the state, like I said before, nothing really was expected to be severe. But we always mention with these summertime pop-up storms, it's always a possibility, and that it's kind of true for the rest of the day here. It's not expected, but don't be shocked if one or two more storms, become severe. Nothing right now looks imminent though across other portions of the state. It's just this one storm. Although I will say this storm down here by the Indiana border, by Sturgis and Bronson, also bears some close watching here. Not seeing anything on velocity just yet, but that statement's in effect here. Winds up to 40. I gotta post that, Joel. If you can take over for a second.
Yep. Let me present my radar here real quick.
Be all good. I see we had a few other statements pop in here. And we have that thread going of statements, so I don't want to miss one.
And special marine warning now in effect for Lake St. Clair as well. Western Lake St. Clair. This is going to be for 34 knots of wind or greater and large hail. Impact small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Large hail could result in structural damage. This will be near St. Clair shores in the next 5 minutes. So if you're out boating there today, New Baltimore down towards Grosse Pointe Farms, feel free to seek safe harbor immediately as these storms progress your direction in a leisurely pace. And these will stay mainly north of downtown Detroit, but again, southern Macomb County, southeastern Oakland County at the current time, impacted by the storm moving east at 15 miles per hour.
Jess says nothing severe is expected, but Michigan is bored. So here's a severe storm from out of nowhere. That's kind of how you look at it.
Just had a new scan come in here. For some reason, velocity is not working on the scan yet. Still loading.
Yeah, 6 minutes old there. They're giving us right around 6-minute scans out of Detroit right now, so we're not getting too much new information.
Wow, it's all over the place right now. Strongest wind pocket is probably right near Warren at the current time. You can see here this little red pixel right here along I-696. This is going to be winds at least at 1,500 feet off the ground at around 45 to 50 miles per hour. Up here near Fraser, kind of the same story there, about 40 to 45. Isolated pockets of 50. That's in base velocity mode here. Storm relative velocity. I have to change the storm motion vector on this. 266 at 15. And it doesn't really change much, but as you can see, there's not really anything in the way of rotation. This is supposed to be just like a downburst type of day today, just where these big pockets of wind are at. And you can see that right here, again, over I-696, just north of downtown Warren, passing through M53 at the current time.
I also point some roads out, and also for Fraser and Roseville, the heaviest pocket of wind is heading your direction. Centered, as Joel said, over 696, but also Martin Road, 12 Mile, and Hoover Road between Van Dyke, Hoover, and also, let's see if we can get a road here, at 97. Tracking right along that 696 toward Roseville. I'm getting 46 or so miles per hour.
Hail in Warren, David says in chat. Thank you for that.
Can you estimate how big the hail is by chance, if you can safely do so?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. If you guys are living in this area and have pictures of hail or damage, hail specifically, try to put it next to an object like a coin or something to compare size to, because everybody's hands are different sizes, so it's kind of hard to judge how big a hailstone is if you're just holding it in your hand. So put like an object, a quarter or a dime next to it. That'd be great if you're sending us pictures or reports. And feel free to message the page with reports of any damage or hail.
It's getting very dark in my place here, Mount Pleasant too.
Ooh, new scan pops in directly over Warren. The heaviest wind continues. And again, it looks right around 40, getting close to 50 now, right along 696, just to the north by Martin Road, cross of what is it, Shorner Road? Shorner Road?
Yeah, they just went into rapid scan, 2-minute intervals now.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. It's definitely got an outflow boundary on it.
Again, this is moving pretty slow at about 15 miles per hour, so you could see places where it could be raining for maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes at a time. Shaner.
I see that now.
Yeah. But if it is moving 15, like it says, this will probably be offshore. Probably near when the warning expires anyways, which is at 5 o'clock. So 45 minutes to get offshore, maybe a little bit quicker. I'd say probably 4:45. And the 6-minute scans made it look like it was moving fast, but it's all relative to how, far apart the intervals are. And so now that it goes into rapid scan, it kind of looks like it's slowed down, but it's really just the same speed. Elsewhere in the state, there are 2 special weather statements elsewhere, one in Sanilac County and one in Branch of St. Joseph County. Of course, it looks like the one in Sandusky has been canceled.
Yep. Down here in St. Joseph and Branch, that storm is going to be one to watch here. Although I think it is staying mostly south of the state line, for now at least. Keep an eye on that.
This is quickly approaching the I-94 corridor here in Macomb County. I would give it about 10 minutes, maybe 8 at the soonest, especially if you live on the northern side of this severe thunderstorm warning box. Remember, if you see any ponding, drive slower out there. Hydroplaning is a real risk today with rain happening over the same locations and slow-moving storms. So take that into account if you do have to go out there today, especially on the freeways where higher speeds happen. Again, this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the entire state right now. Elsewhere, everyone else is in the clear, besides the special weather statement down in southern Branch County, heading for the Bronson area. And there is a line of showers and storms moving through central Michigan right now and west Michigan from Lowell all the way up towards Marion and McBain. As you can see there on Ryan's radar. Those are not severe right now either. But I am here in Mount Pleasant, and I can see the clouds getting really dark to my west.
You may be able to see a shelf cloud to your west there, Joel.
Let me open my blinds.
Wouldn't be shocked at all.
I'm just looking out through the blinds right now. Ooh, I can feel the heat. I see a little bit of embedded cumulus, but I'm not seeing much in terms of a shelf yet.
Still about 25 miles away from you, so
yeah, still got a whole county to cross.
You got some time. I'm gonna take your radar back, Joe. I'm gonna take a peek at that camera there set up and see if it has anything interesting.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you can't broadcast those cameras. It's against policy, but it doesn't really have anything interesting anyway. So. Good downburst going on there. Latest scan. Some pretty gusty winds heading in toward East Point. Perhaps some of the winds or some winds on the backside of the storm too.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting here too.
Madison Heights to Sterling Heights.
Yep. Storm is over Warren, heading into Roseville, East Point, St. Clair Shores, right along 94 here, up to Harrison Township, Mount Clemens area.
The highest pixel I'm seeing right now is about 50, about 1,600 feet off the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. Latest 419 scan shifted most of the winds just to the south of Warren. It's still right around that 45 to 50. So those roads impacted would be 10 Mile over Hoover Road near Stevens Lane. So animation, that looks like into Warren, and now it's just kind of sitting south of Warren. I'm going to pop on DTE and see if there's any outages coming in.
Mm-hmm. So if you live along M97 there, it's pretty much going to be crossing your location, especially if you live south of I-696 here in the next minute or two. If you live north of I-696, it's going to be crossing M97 in probably the next 3 to 5 minutes instead. Again, if you have any damage reports or hail reports out of Southeast Michigan today, feel free to send them to us via Messenger. Do not ask questions in Messenger, but we will gladly take your damage reports as always. You can also tag the National Weather Service Detroit/Pontiac in that report as well if you post them on Twitter. That would be at NWS Detroit. And if you want to also tag us on Twitter, it would be at MI Storm Chasers.
Pop the hail tracker back on here. Let's take a peek at that real quick. It definitely does not look as menacing as it did when it first got warned near Royal Oak. So I'm going to assume the hail with this storm is on the downtrend, as that continues to push eastward. Just go ahead and check out our echo tops while we're at it and see if that storm's actually collapsing on itself. Maybe a little bit. Keep an eye on that. When storms collapse, that could be a downburst, microburst potential, but it also means the storm is dying as well. So we'll keep an eye on it, although it doesn't have too much land left to go. It's again over Warren, heading into Roseville here. It's pretty slow moving.
Yeah, estimating probably about 445, 450 by the time it gets to Lake St. Clair there.
Yeah, they just trimmed the warning back here. So Oakland County, you're all clear. They trimmed it back away from the Utica area, but the warning continues for both 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail, and that goes for another 37 minutes until 5 p.m. So continuation of that warning, not a surprise at all. Get the subscriber post out real quick.
No, that's fine. There's not currently any rotation out there. And being so close to the radar, you're going to have a little bit of ground clutter that makes it look like it. But that is definitely at least a pocket of damaging winds.
Yeah, DTE outage map is pretty much bare for the most part. There's a few outages coming in just to the west of Warren, about 170 people out. But it doesn't have a time frame of when it was reported. So I don't know if it's because of the storm or if it's something else. I will say there is one popping up now just south of Warren. Says fewer than 5 people, and that started about 4:15. So that could be storm related. So perhaps some gustier winds here. The big question usually with these storms is it mixing down to the ground, because that's going to be the difference between 20-mile-an-hour winds and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Although the pocket of damaging winds that we're seeing is shrinking, I will say that. But it is still there between Roseville and Warren currently.
And ZDR is still hot on this. So
Is it?
Yeah, updrafts still billowing up within this line of storms. But we're just waiting at this point for it to go offshore. And yes, this is moving east at about 15 miles per hour.
Got a couple people out ahead of this. Do we have any partners who have sent stuff in for the storm? I'll go and pop in chat here real quick.
If you have video of the hail, we'll take it as well. Or just post it on Twitter, tagging us and National Weather Service Detroit in it. It's probably the quickest way.
Yeah,
if you don't have Twitter, just send it to our messenger.
Getting some people sending us some stuff. Let me go and check that out real quick.
Yeah, or as the chat suggests, you can screenshot your video too.
Perfect.
Heaviest of winds now probably directly over East Point. Just an update on the radar here. Move down from Warren. Entering the M3 corridor. It kicked off an outflow boundary as well. Let's keep that in mind. That outflow boundary now dips down into Wayne County, so we could see a little bit of back building on it. But at the current time, we are not currently seeing that at all. Victoria S. with a $5 super chat saying, thanks for your live stream today, guys. Michiganders love you. Thank you, Victoria, for that nice comment and your generous support to our channel. Thank you for watching today. And Ryan and I were attempting to eat. And, you know, when we try to eat, things go crazy. So
Seems
I guess we just can't eat at all is the main concern. For those watching from the Branch St. Joseph County area down by the border, there's also that special weather statement still in effect there, I believe. This is in effect till 4:30, so it's in effect for 2 more minutes. Probably just going to let that expire. But again, that is going to be Southwest Branch County. And that is for winds up to 40 miles per hour. The storm's moving northeast at 25. Slowly moving towards the cold water area, but again, sub-severe at the current time.
Yeah, it looks pretty sub-severe. Get a pop-up here, perhaps in Berry County. I'll have to spend there for a few scans. I'm trying to hold on as it heads toward Charlotte area. Check out these up here real quick. Nothing looks really menacing, aka severe. I will say the Alpena County cell, though, that might be one to watch. Keep an eye on that Alpena County. Warning continues for Macomb. Goes for another half hour. The storm is weakening, looks like just a bit. Winds aren't as heavy as they were when the warning was issued, which is great news. But Clinton Township, all the way down to Warren along M97, is going to be in the thick of it right now. Windier conditions, probably Harrison Township, St. Clair Shores, and East Point. I see Pacify ASMR. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Ryan and Joel. Always watching out. No problem. Pacify, thank you for your $5 super chat. Appreciate your support.
Thank you as always, Pacify. I just know that when I flipped over to CC, Ryan, right over south side of Clinton and Mount Clemens,
Yeah,
where that pink lines up,
Yep.
also lines up with a kind of a spike on CC as well. So
let's see if VIL's updated. Yeah, there you go. VIL even. So
could see some probably half-inch hail, maybe upwards of an inch hail there falling right now.
Yep. I see a comment. I saw a comment come in on Facebook saying close to quarter size hail. That was about 10 minutes ago. So there is a history. What appears to be a history of some larger hail. But as Joel just said, over M97 Metropolitan Parkway, 15 mile, heading toward Broad Acres, M3, which is also Gratiot Avenue.
I'm waiting for my shelf so I can go crazy about it, like that one time.
Yeah, you freaked out that one day. Always love seeing a shelf cloud.
I saw a comment here about our Facebook. How there's other Facebook accounts. So go to the one that has 178,000 or however many we have now, 180,000.
179 now.
179.
Yep.
That's ours. And then we also have a backup account as well, which is just adds number 2.
Michigan Storm Chasers 2. Yeah, that's if this main account happens to go down for some reason, we have one backup just in case.
Yep.
But we do have a lot of bot accounts that try to come into our comments that may try and scam you with, links and stuff like that. Don't click links unless you know it's from us. So it's not hard to click on the profile and see how many followers it has.
Yeah. So as a general rule of thumb or a reminder, I guess, if you don't follow us on all our other accounts, it's the best way to stay updated with us. So if you have like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, of course, YouTube's our other main streaming service here. For those who are watching on YouTube already, thank you for watching. But if you're just on Facebook only, we're over here on YouTube as well, just in case Facebook were to go down at any point. So, and again, that is at MI Storm Chasers here on YouTube.
Raining sideways. No, trees are sideways, wild right now in Clinton Township. So yeah, pretty gusty winds there for sure. Let's check out outages here. No update yet. Wait for the update. For other places across the state, again, showers and pop-up storms are possible. Right now, there's some in the thumb all the way down here toward north Detroit. Nothing over here toward Ann Arbor, Livingston County, Flint, Saginaw. Nothing yet, but again, we have some pop-ups. For example, one here in Jackson County trying to get going. Keep an eye on that. Also back here to the west near Coldwater, that line / blob of rain is still trying to develop. Nothing looks strong or severe though out of those. Then just east of 131, there's a line here. It doesn't look too terrible. Just some rain, perhaps some thunder. The only real other storm we're gonna keep an eye on right now is Alpena. That's gonna be the only other storm that catches our eye, at least my eye. I don't know if you're watching that, Joel, or not, but might be one to watch there.
Alpena.
Not too much going on besides this one storm. Severe wise, that is.
Quick update from my apartment here in Mount Pleasant. Got some Scud starting to form, but no base. So rain cooled air below the cloud bases here, but nothing too menacing. Again, that is that line that is traveling west to east across the state from the Lowell area up towards Clare. That line is non-severe.
Check out the picture just set in the CPN chat.
Okay. Dang.
The winds look like they're pretty much right around 40 to 50 miles an hour, still right along 94. And the bulk of it right now is starting to push onto Lake St. Clair. So that is going to be good news, but still got probably about 5 or 10 more minutes here of the storm here on land, or at least the bulk of the severe part of the storm.
Looks like a scud tail there, Ryan.
Yeah, it does look like a scud tail. Still pretty cool. Haven't seen a storm in a while.
Yeah, so context for those who are wondering, we got a picture kind of tagged to us of what appears to be we call it like a scary looking cloud. It's a mix of like scud and the shape. It kind of looks like a funnel cloud, but it's basically just scud. So it's just rain cooled air below the base. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not rotating or anything. It just kind of looks, fuzzy. Basically, scud is rain that's falling and then recondensing as it kind of travels back up. Sometimes those scud tails can make it all the way to the ground, but again, it's just precipitation recondensing, and does not pose a harm.
Curious, or not really curious, but kind of cool in a sense. This is a bow echo now. It's a backward C shape that usually is indicative of some pretty strong winds, although we're not seeing things overly concerning, but definitely some gustier winds here for sure. If we had any more shear support today, this could be a little bit more of a wind producer, but thought it was kind of cool how it's just kind of like a bow echo now.
Mm-hmm.
It's also trying to backbuild back toward Warren, so perhaps minor localized flooding risk there. Main city roadways that may not drain properly. Would be shocked at that.
Yeah, it kicked off its own outflow boundary, which is traveling pretty much into downtown Detroit right now. And so any storms can kind of fire off that as a source of lift. So be advised, if you live in northern Wayne County, north of Dearborn and Detroit, you can see some pop-up cells like we're already seeing here in Grosse Pointe Park. Not sure if that one's on your right. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's there. There's a lot of boundaries. If you were to zoom out here and just kind of take a pause, there's one up by Flint down here toward the radar site. There's one off the storms up in the Thumb. Mm-hmm. There's one off the storms in Macomb County. There's one back here in not Livingston, but Wayne County as well. So a lot of boundaries out there today. We could still see some pop-up storms off of those for sure.
Okay. The Scud has really ramped up here. I'm going to check the radar at my place.
We want visuals.
Of what?
The Scud.
Bro, I don't...
It's almost on top of you.
I know. I can set up my camera here real quick.
Is it anything worth setting up for?
Oh, goodness. Ryan, you're taking over while I set up my camera.
Okay. Got you. All right. So if you're just joining us, we have a random slash surprise severe thunderstorm warning here in effect for Macomb County, southern Macomb County. It's going to be south of N59 here near Mount Clemens, all the way down M3 toward Roseville, back here toward Warren. Your hazard is 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail with this. The storm is just pushing or about to push onto Lake St. Clair, so it shouldn't become a concern for too much longer. Looking at velocity and stuff like that, it doesn't look as concerning as it did a few scans ago. Get this back on here. It's okay. Take a look back here. The past couple of scans had some brighter velocity showing up here all the way from Madison Heights into Warren area, and that has since kind of dissipated. But some gustier winds definitely a possibility here along 94 M97 as it pushes off onto Lake St. Clair. The hail on this storm, check out our hail tracker here. It has been pulsing back and forth. There's when the warning was issued, and that kind of broadens back out a little bit, weakens. And then we had a little bit more intensification by Clinton Township, and now it's just kind of back to minimal concern. Taking a peek here, and a few other products behind the scenes. I'm not gonna pull it in here just yet. Looking at the updraft strength, it does appear that it is still quite a healthy cell. So it's not over just yet. But the good news is it'll be over for us because the lake is right there.
Ryan, check it out.
Oh, wow. That is your view from Mount Pleasant. That was definitely worth setting the camera up for.
Yeah. That is all Scud, for those who are wondering. That little detached cloud that kind of rolls across from right to left there. Not quite a roll cloud. Actually, there's a little bit of a Kelvin Helmholtz wave, kind of, within the right side of the Scud there. You can kind of see it directly over that tree. It'll go straight up from that green tree on the right. So I'll also point my camera off to the left because it looks like the stronger the storms are more downstream, and I actually have a little bit of a base off in the distance. It's gonna be kind of hard to see down there though, but there's a base left of the roof.
Oh yeah, I see it.
See if I can get my camera to stay as it is. There we go. That's a better shot.
See a question comment in here. How was Twisters? Twisters was really good. Go see it. Honestly, if you like a good thriller that's weather related, go see it. You won't regret it. The storm is back building back toward Warren here still, so we're not done with this just yet. Oh, hi.
Hello. Figured to bring you back live too.
No. The bulk of the apex, or we call it the apex, right about here. That's moving on to the lake right now, which is where the heaviest of winds should be. But also looking at velocity, it does appear to be over the lake at this point. Perhaps some gustier winds taken back further here toward East Point. So St. Clair Shores, Roseville, Warren, East Point, perhaps Grosse Point Woods as well, getting in on some gustier winds. I don't see anything that would concern me for anything severe, though. The DTE outage map is saying about 2,000 people. Strike that, 2,500 people out of power across the DTE area. It appears to be right around 500 or so just out of the Warren area from the storm itself. So the storm does have a history of producing some amount of damaging winds, albeit localized. So the threat does continue. Very windy here in East Point. Not surprised by that. Not surprised at all. That's where the heaviest of winds via radar is currently showing up. That's what makes some sense. Power is out. Roseville, 696 in Gratiot. Okay. The DT outage map is also behind usually, so about 10 or 20 minutes, we're gonna have a lot better idea of how much damage the storm actually did. It's like a new statement coming in for the Gaylord area for the Alpena cell, 40-mile-per-hour winds and pea-size hail. Did they delete that? Okay, they didn't.
I have some sort of, I think, a non-rotating wall cloud on the left side of my screen now. Way down there.
Take you full here for a second.
Tough to tell, though. It definitely looks like a non-rotating one. Almost looks like this, the Scud here is trying to become a shelf, but again, it's deattached, which means it would try to gust out, but again, just Scud.
There it is. Trade the layout back. Sun is out in Pontiac. Yeah, Pontiac right now, you're all clear. Again, pop-up storms are possible throughout the afternoon and evening today, as well as again tomorrow. So don't be shocked if we have one or two more severe storms throughout the rest of today and also tomorrow. I want to point out, take the radar back here just for a second. There was a statement issued here for Alpena County as well as Alcona County for 40-mile-per-hour winds and pea-size hail. For that cell, I'm kind of watching in Alpena County, so not surprised by that at all. Doesn't look severe, but it could be on the stronger side. Strongest winds in Metro Detroit. And Metro Detroit right now would be, I mean, if you count Warren, East Point as Metro Detroit. Otherwise, there's no storm currently in the downtown Detroit area. But right now, beyond the Warren, St. Clair Shores area would be the strongest of the winds. Wouldn't be shocked if this warning got canceled early. We'll see. It expires at 5 o'clock, so we got about 10 more minutes to go. It's on the east side of Michigan, all the way toward Lake St. Clair.
Actually, I think Isaac mentioned it in chat, Ryan. This Scud cloud at my location is rolling over itself, so it does look like it's trying to become a roll cloud.
Huh.
It's a very detached roll cloud, though. Again, the left side of your screen down there is going to be this storm I'm looking at right here, this big red blob in the center of your screen. Right over Vesterberg, just past through Edmore right now. Heading right down M46. So Alma, this is on the way to you. Shepherd, it might glance by you as well. Again, not severe at the current time, but it's also the storm I'm watching on the screen below. Take your radar back, Ryan. Good estimation on a 450 onto Lake St. Clair. It's currently 450, and it's going on to Lake St. Clair. But still portions of it over the land.
Yeah, so severe weather today, not really expected. Same thing tomorrow, although we mentioned Wednesday on our weekly live on Sunday evening, potentially as a day to watch. There is a marginal risk that sits just south Michigan border toward Toledo into Ohio. So it's close, but the cold front did speed up just a bit. So it should limit our overall concerns tomorrow for anything severe. And also for today, it's kind of similar to the opposite side of the state. If I were to zoom out here and turn on the SPC day one outlook, you're going to see that the marginal risk does extend close to Michigan, just not quite extending over. So we're going to watch Southwest Michigan later on tonight, just in case, but we're not expecting anything severe over there for right now, at least. Most of the instability that we need for severe storms stays over Lake Michigan into Illinois and Northwest Indiana. Doesn't really reach over here to Southwest. Yeah, Scud clouds are not usually dangerous unless Scud is attaching itself to a wall cloud. Then at that point, be a little bit more concerned. But Scud by itself, no, nothing to worry about.
Beale City's good. You guys are northwest of me, and you guys are just in general rain. Jeez. Wind just slammed my door shut. We're gusting here.
Are you?
Yeah. Again, my live shot here is out my window here in Mount Pleasant as the winds really start to pick up. Ooh, camera shaking.
You are gusting pretty good there, looks like. 20,
No.
30?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's easy 30. Huh.
This is Mount Pleasant, so this is central Michigan. The severe thunderstorm warning is in southeast Michigan, but I do have a line of storms moving through my location, so I just took my camera live just for show. Yes, for funsies.
Oh, yeah. This power outage area has climbed to well over 2,000 people around the Warren area, so definitely took some power out earlier. The bulk of this is back building still over the St. Clair Shores area. 696 Roseville, M3, M97. Looks like perhaps some small hail and really gusty winds are occurring there. Pretty close to the Macomb Community College.
Trees are literally sideways starting to flood in Clinton Township's comment just rolled in here.
Take a peek at our messenger again.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take flooding reports as well. You got any? Another flooding report in here. Fraser. Definitely watch out for those low-lying areas. I believe it's, 6 inches of water. 6 inches to 12 inches of water can make your car float. So, especially if you have a lighter weight vehicle. So be careful. If you're out there traveling today in Southeast Michigan, especially here in southern Macomb County, I-696 area near I-94, and all up and down M97 in Macomb. That's been pretty much where this storm has tracked so far this afternoon, since 4 o'clock, so over the past hour. On Radar Omega here, I think Ryan has the storm total precipitation.
Yeah. There you go. About 1.88 near Warren is the highest I'm getting, but still a good swath of 1 to 1.5 inches of rain from this storm. Perhaps close to 2 in spots. This warning is set to expire in 3 minutes. If it does expire, we'll hop off here. We'll have to keep an eye on other things throughout the evening. Again, not expecting severe weather, but with summertime systems, you can always get surprises. Check out that Alpina cell when you get a second, Joel.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say check out the line near me as well, but...
Gotcha. It's just rain showers at this point. The actual storm is south of you. It's crazy. We'll see if this expires here in 2 minutes, which it should. I don't see a reason why to continue it. If it does expire, we'll hop off here and prepare, keep an eye on things and prepare to go live again later on this evening, just in case. Just a bit, Lauren, just a bit.
Takes 3 inches of moving water to knock you off your feet. Problems with that here on the West Coast, people on the piers. Yeah. Especially if it's moving at a significant rate of speed.
Outage map up to about 4,000 people out of power now.
Gotcha.
Most of it from the Warren area. So looks like we did have some damaging winds mixed to the ground, perhaps. But the bulk of that is on Lake St. Clair. You should see this yellow box disappear off your screen at any minute. and it has expired. So they're going to go ahead and expire the warning. It'll pop off the screen here in a second. And then Joel and I can be free, at least for the time being. And there goes the warning. So, one last look across the state here, guys, as we expire that warning. Up here in Nathaniel, Michigan, let's go ahead and go county by county here. Looks like we have some showers and storms still ongoing here in Sanilac County as well as St. Clair, perhaps Macomb County as well as that line moves over onto Lake St. Clair. Further to the west near Flint, Saginaw, Ann Arbor, you guys are currently in the clear. Expect a chance of a pop-up storm across the state today, including those areas I just mentioned. Down here toward the Indiana border, just south of Coldwater, right along 69 here, up to Marshall, up to Charlotte area. Just some showers going on here, perhaps rumble of thunder. These don't look menacing at all. I'm not really too concerned with those. Up here toward the Grand Rapids area, you guys are clear in Grand Rapids, Kent County area, but to your east, near Ithaca, Mount Pleasant, Ionia County, Macomb County, and Isabella County, correct, Joel?
That's right, man. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, some rain showers there, some storms just to the south of Mount Pleasant there. Big Rapids got a shower going on just to your north. And then we have one statement currently in effect up here in Alpena and also Alcona County. This is going to be a storm we're going to keep an eye on just in case. Perhaps some gustier winds going on there. We're going to watch that fairly closely just in case. We'll be live again here if anything goes severe. Up in the UP, just some rain showers for you guys. So nothing at the current time looks menacing, but again, a rogue severe storm is still possible today and also tomorrow as well, as this warm and humid air mass continues to be in place here across the state until it moves out tomorrow evening. So with that being said, we're going to pop out of here, and we'll see you guys next time we have severe or there's a briefing to cover.
All righty.